Buddies, it's Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Craftin. Yes, coming to you on, we're going to say Monday at 11:59 p.m. I was getting things set up before midnight, but here I am. You know I kind of come on around midnight. So let me get my devices set up here. And hopefully we have sound because I did not restart. Oh, cool. Whew, I did not restart my phone. Okay, we got sound. Let me get my other device set up. We'll do a couple quickie announcements. And we'll be ready to roll. All right. Welcome, welcome. So, let me get my announcements out here quick. This is the color palette we're going to play with tonight. A little different. It's for those of you who like pinks and reds and what have you. So, kind of a busy day. I have been rearranging my studio space. So, it's a disaster right now. More of a disaster than it usually is. So, there'll be more work for tomorrow. If I can't find something that I need for tonight, be patient with me. Excuse me. So, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin. Stampin' Up! Does want me to disclose that I am an independent demonstrator. You can find all things Stampin' Up! Related to me, my store, promotions, new products, all at latenightlori.stampinup.net. And we have a new mini catalog. Lots of fun stuff in here. And we're going to take a look at page 31. There is this whole suite of products. This is what we're going to play with tonight. It might seem a little early for Valentine's Day, and it is, but because I'm a procrastinator, it's probably better that I do it now than wait until February. Just saying. I did get my schedule worked out for January. I'm a little late getting it printed. A couple of things have already happened. This coming Monday is my Monday open studio time for those of you that are local to me. You come on over starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We usually go till about 6 p.m. And you bring whatever it is you're working on. Kits you might have that you started and haven't finished. Cards that you're working on that you're stuck on. Maybe you're not going to come with anything and you're like, Lori, I need something to work on. We got all the stuff. All right. Then next week, Wednesday, not this week, Wednesday, but next week, coffee and a card. And then I'm hoping to pull together a Zoom open office hour for my team on Sunday. So I will be sending out more information on that later. We've got a product of the month. Stampin' Up! In December started this product of the month where with a qualifying purchase, which in the United States is $75 before tax and shipping, you have the option of adding the product of the month. It's exclusive for only $5. Last month it was some beautiful paper. I think it was blue hues of blue, something blue. It might still be available. True Blue Florals. I had the blue right. So True Blue Florals was last month. If you didn't get last month's and you're interested in getting it, if you haven't purchased it already, and if it's still available in January, you can get it. If it's sold out, it's gone. It won't come back. Same thing with this stamp set. If you want the January one, make your qualifying purchase. You can add this to your cart for $5. I really love these casual scripted fonts. I like the black font too, but I really like the casual scripting. If you've got questions on that, let me know. And kind of in conjunction with that, if you do your product of the month, you're going to earn a bonus coupon. So with every $50 purchase, you get to earn a $5 coupon. You will also earn Stampin' Rewards. You do have to have a Stampin' Up account for a store account. So with every $50 that you purchase before tax and shipping, hello, Love and Pieces. I gotta look at my notes. Suzanne from Arkansas. Yeah, welcome. The paper from last night or last month, if it's still available, you can get it. So they will have it available until it's gone. But if you want to get both December and January, in fact, let me just put something in my cart and see if, I'll see how it displays. I'll just add something to my cart. Product of the month. Let's go to my cart. Shop now. All right, so the December product of the month is still available. So when you have enough in your cart, you will have a message on your cart page in the upper right-hand corner that shows you how close you are to your product of the month. So your product of the month, you need $75. You'll earn a coupon though. Plus you'll earn Stampin' Rewards, so it's a really good deal. When you hit the shop for the product of the month, if you scroll down to the page, you'll see the products of the month that are available. So the January one is available, and the December True Blue Florals Designer Series paper is still available. And then you would just view the item, and you'll be able to add it to your cart. I cannot add it to my cart because it knows that I already received mine. So let me grab that. So this was the paper. So I don't know, hopefully you can see those, but it's really pretty. We did all of these sample cards, and I've got just a couple of full sheets left. Actually, I've got one full sheet left and a bunch of little pieces. So we pretty much went through this. So you still do have to make that qualifying purchase. So that's $75 in order to get that for $5. All right. So if you do the $75 order, you'll earn your bonus day coupons. Well, let me back up. If you do that $75 purchase, and then if you add that product of the month to your cart for $5, that'll put you to $80. You will earn one coupon. You're really close to $100 if there's $20 more that you think you need, like paper or ink or something, or if there's another stamp set. It's basically only going to cost you about $10, because when you get to 100, then you get 2 coupons for $5. So it takes $10 off of that. So do the math. What works for you works for you. This bonus day though, when you do place your qualifying orders, it's every increment of $50 that you purchase. You can earn as many as you want, and you will get an email with your bonus coupon codes. And then you will put those in the coupon code in February. So from February 3rd to February 28th is when you can redeem those on your next purchases. Okay. So I'm calling this the Earn 'em and Burn 'em Club, because when you earn them, make sure that you burn them in February so that you don't lose them. And we are in a new month for Paper Pumpkin subscriptions, and Paper Pumpkin subscribers have the option to get these add-on dies every quarter. I have ordered an extra set of dies. So if anybody subscribes to Paper Pumpkin with me by the end of our February order period, that will be February 10th, I will put you in a drawing to win a free set of these dies. So these dies come out once a quarter, and they coordinate with the 3 months in that quarter of Paper Pumpkin kits. So I just did a quickie little note card so you could see what the dies look like. They're really cute. And I love that font. And just point of interest, somebody at Stampin' Up! Was really thinking because the dot for the I is attached to the T and the T is attached to the F, so you don't have to worry about anything loose, falling off, or getting lost. So that's pretty cool. And we had some new kits released this month. We had 3 new ones in January. If you like the kits, go check those out. If you're a demonstrator, we've got On Stage coming up, but the deadline to register is coming soon, unless they extend it. January 16th is the deadline. I think that's this Friday. And this is an awesome event. I know, I love it when the little bits like that are attached because I have a tendency of losing them. But On Stage is an awesome event. I will be at the one in Long Beach. So if you're going to be there, we should try to connect and meet face to face. It would be fun. It's a great way to network if you're a demonstrator. This is a demonstrator only event. And I know last week when there was an announcement, they still had room blocks open. It only goes for the days of the event. So if you're going before or staying later, you need to book those rooms separately from the hotel block, but they do have a slightly reduced price. You like to do paper piecing, but not with the little pieces, I know, right? All right. Then the last announcement I have is this virtual card retreat that's coming up on the 22nd and 23rd. If you are local to me, let me know that you've purchased your kit. If you want to come and do a watch party with me, I will open up the studio and we can craft together. You do have to purchase your retreat though. I will not have enough pieces in my kit to supply your kit. All right, so everything that's in the kit is going to be used for the 15 cards that we'll be making that day. It's basically like a masterclass with different people from Stampin' Up. So I am looking forward to this. They have given us previews of all of these cards. There's going to be coloring, there's going to be embossing, there's going to be some new techniques or enhancements that they'll be showing us. And I'm really looking forward to this. I showcase the kit a couple of times that shows everything that's in it. So there's a pack of designer series paper. There's some laser cut ephemera pieces that we'll stamp on. There is a full pack of basic white cardstock. There's some embellishments. There's an exclusive stamp set. There's a preview of an upcoming bundle. So you get that bundle. There's some flip flaps. You get 15 envelopes for the cards that you'll be making. There might be more, I don't remember. It comes with a lot, and the retreat itself, you don't have to pay extra for. It's included in your kit. All right. So let's get down to business. This suite, I don't think I originally got the whole suite, or did I? I don't think I did. I don't think I got the bundle originally. And that came, I did end up getting it because I saw some things and they were so stinking cute. That I felt like I needed to get them. And this suite has so many things to demonstrate. I thought we would try some of this. Because I have my brayer out somewhere. Oh, it's right over here. I've got my brayer out. Figured we'd give it a whirl. And we'll see what we get to. All right. There's a lot of fun things in here though. And this also coordinates with the mini alphabet dies. The font here is the same as those. The font size is different, but the font coordinates. And I don't know, I might have brought everything over here I could show you. So I showed these treat bags the other day. They're actually quite big. And then if you fold the ends up, you can actually make it a flat bottom. I played with that the other day. It was a little bit of a struggle for me. I do these a lot with my sourdough bread bags, but not so much with these smaller bags. So it's not as hard as I probably made it look. But those are really cute bags, so you could put a bunch of things and they are food safe on the inside. We're not going to make anything with this tonight, but I do have 2 packs of them. So we will be making something because I think that would be a fun treat for my granddaughter to take for her friends at school. And the bags, let's see where they are. Stamp set paper, ribbon, treat bags. It's $11. You get 16 in the package. So let's just do 16 divided by 11. Well, that's not right. I need 11 divided by 16. So it's about 69 cents a bag, plus whatever little paper you put on it. So less than $1 a treat bag. So I'm going to leave this open because I saw this technique, this sewing in here. Linda, welcome. You haven't been up this late for a while. So I saw this sewing on there, and I know I tried to do some sewing one day last week, and I ended up just weaving the ribbon in. Today, I think it'll actually work. I tried it out, and with the needle I have worked. I did cut out my heart, though, on thick basic white, so it hopefully won't be as likely to tear. But what we're going to do, let me get my pen out of the way. What we're going to do first is create a card with the Stampin' Up! Challenge. So every month, Stampin' Up! Does this hashtag Creative Challenge SU, and they give us a layout or a color combination or something that they want to challenge us to get creative with without any samples or with very few samples. So we did, not last night, but the couple of nights before, we did a scrapbook layout and we did a card using this. The card, we ended up turning our template and using this as kind of a grounding, and we worked our way up. And for the scrapbook pages, we did the left side this way and we did the right side this way. So if you're interested in those, go take a look at the last, not yesterday, but a couple of days before, all right? Yesterday, we did these cute as a bug cards. Now, I did not get the stamp set for this, and it is currently not available. So I have put in the request to be notified by email when it becomes available. So as soon as it becomes available, I'm going to order it. But I think even just having the paper alone, we were able to create some really cute cards. So we did all 3 of these last night. If you're interested in those, cute little fun folds. This is actually a gift card holder. So a gift card will fit in there and still be concealed here. And this was just using the designer series paper and putting some embellishments on there and stamping right on the paper. So those were fun. And this was just cutting the paper into panels and creating a panel card. So those are really fun. Okay. So let's figure out what we want to do with this card. And there's a few of you here. This is the color palette for the designer series paper. Now, when I saw a sample of this layout using this paper, it was a crazy amount of red. In fact, I have it here. To me, that's just a crazy amount of red. That is really super red. Okay? I think if we toned it down, it might work for me. Just not quite so much red. So let's see what we can create. I'm not sure if we'll use all of the colors in here. When we do this, this bubble bath looks a little more like it's got purple hues to me than pink when I put it against the red. And this Flirty Flamingo has more of a peachy color to me than a pink. So we'll see how those look. So I think the first thing we'll do is, I really like this, but I think we'll do a separate card for that. So we're going to go ahead and, what did I do with my basic white? Here we go. I've got thick basic white card bases here. So I've got 2 in case we have time to do that one. I think that one's really cute. Or maybe I should do that one first because it will probably be faster. You folks tell me, should we do the cased card here first or the challenge card first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Tell me what direction we should go. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut a couple of layers for this card front. You want to case it first. So we will case, unless we get more votes for the challenge card. Casing it should be pretty quick. So then I'm just going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So who is doing the virtual card retreat? Anybody? What did I do with my card base now? Here we go. Is anybody doing that virtual card retreat besides me? That's going to go there. So these, let me get the stamps set out. This is right there. And, you know, there's a way you can kind of create this too if you don't have a textured stamp. I'll have to try to remember to use that as one of our techniques coming up. So this one's pretty new. I have not used it yet. I'm going to take the backing off, the soft backing. Don't lose it though, because you're going to want to keep it. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wash these off. Maybe I should just lift this up and try to go this way. It might work better. So in case there's any oils from the manufacturing process, I do try to wipe those off ahead of time, but I keep all of my stamps right on that carrier sheet. And then well, I can tell you that the virtual album retreat was really good. I was so glad I spent the money for it. It was pretty pricey. Oh, that got really wet. It was pricey. And I debated whether I wanted to spend that much money, but it was so worth it. That was 3 days worth of making a month by month scrapbooking album, and the techniques and tips and backseat stories, and it was, I thought, really worth it. So with this set of cards, this is 15 cards, I'm expecting no less from this one. All right. It might seem like I'm kind of a mess here right now, but I am a little bit. I'm going to move this over here. Maybe we can still see it. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. And I'm going to get my Memento Black, and I'm just going to ink up this stamp set. And it might not be like fully inked. Looks like my Memento might need to be re-inked. But this is going to give me a good idea of, whoops, of all of the stamps. And we're just going to lay this on here. Now I smudged this side, so I'm just going to work on the other side. And I'm just going to lay this down and rub it on. And this is just copier paper. I can't see the point in wasting a piece of cardstock. So I just use copier paper to do this. And you can see where, maybe you can't, but I can see where it's coming through the paper. And then this is going to be my sample, so I know what needs to be back in my case when I put all my stamps away. I'll be able to tell easily if I'm missing anything. Now I know a lot of people are trying to put their stamps, they'll try to like stamp on the inside of here and then put their stamps right on there because they think it's glossy enough. It's not. Your stamps are going to stick. You're going to peel off the paper. Don't do that. All right. I like to keep mine right on the carrier sheets because for me, it just makes it easier to peel the stamps off for whatever I want to use. All right. And if I have it, attached to here, you know, like some people are using like two-sided tape that, tear and tape, and they're putting the one plastic carrier sheet here. I don't. I like to just put this right back on here. And then when I lift it off, I just peel off the backing as I'm working on it. And then it keeps everything else clean. That just works for me. So you do you. But that's how I do it. So long story short, we need the stamp. So let's get a block for that. Oops, see how that sticks to that paper? Ooh, good thing that didn't rip. Now let's move this out of the way. And let's move this paper out of the way. I have too much clutter going on here. Linda knows my clutter issues. I'm gonna put that up there. All right. Now, let's get this back out here. So we're doing this one. So we're gonna do, I got a smudge on here. Let's take a look at these dies and see if there's a bunch of hearts. There are hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. We have hearts. And those are the only ones we're going to need. So we've got the white. We've got this. If I had that smudge there, I could still put one of these hearts down there and cover it up because I've kind of trimmed it to where this side looks like the wrong side. So we're going to work with this. And it looks like this is probably strawberry slush. And even if it's not, I think that's what we're going to do, right? Strawberry slush, or should we do a darker red? Because we're probably going to have the dark red there. And I need to find the stamps again. We'll get out the happy. Happy Day. And Valentine's. Oh, Valentine's they did with the mini alphabet dies. I almost missed that. They are the universe showing us where an embellishment needs to go. I agree. All right, so there's happy. Valentine's Day. Let me get my mini alphabet dies. And we're going to do that in, let's see. I like the Poppy Parade. So I think this is Bubble Bath. I think the Bubble Bath and the Poppy Parade look a little better together than the Bubble Bath and the Real Red. So I think we'll use these three. We'll see how it looks. If we don't like it, we'll pivot. All right, so let's go ahead and do a couple of these hearts on here. Get some of the easy stuff done. Oh, I don't need that. I need this one. And I usually like to just light tap on my hearts or on my stamp. So I'll put this one over here. I think that's so cute. You could also do this. Let's say you had an old heart die, but you didn't have this stamp. You could actually put rubber bands around your block, stamp it, and create a very similar effect. Have you ever seen that done? And we'll put this one over here. Simple, simple, simple. And then we're going to get those might be Flirty Flamingo. Let's find a little scrap. And what did I do with the dies? Well, there we go. Whew. This is a color coach, and I I order full size Avery sheets that have adhesive on them. So it's like one single label that I run through. I reduce this. I think if you reduce it to 95%, it gets it to the right size, and then I just cut them off and I stick them on there because it does me a whole lot more good than, I'll show you. The first time I did color coaches, I printed them on cardstock. And I thought, oh, that's great, but I never used it. Because then I have to find the color. Okay, I put them in alphabetical order because I'm linear that way. So I put them in alphabetical order, but I almost never pulled these out because it just wasn't convenient. And I thought, well, why not just put them on stickers and put them right on my stamp cases? So that's what I've been doing for, I don't know, many years now. You can see, I don't know, maybe you can't see this, but this one has a couple of extra labels on there. So Real Red's been around for a bit. But every time we get new in colors, so every year, you have to replace these because you've got the in colors that change up the color coach, right? So that just works for me. I like that. Yeah, and I've posted that on the demonstrator planning place a couple of times. I don't remember if I did it last year, but this year when we get our new in colors again, I will probably do it again because it's a good reminder. There's a lot of new demonstrators that come in every year that may not have seen it. So that's what I do. Let me go ahead and cut these out. I'm going to cut out 2 of these, I think. And I have my big Bossy Bessie behind me so that I wouldn't have to disrupt this because I know I got a lot going on here. Oh, except I need plates. It would help if I had the plates handy. Well, there's an itty bitty little heart. Oh, you know what we could do too? We could actually do ink blending on there instead of gluing these on. So many options. So I think the color theory wheel, you're familiar with that too, right? I think they took, no, Petunia Pop. I thought they were taking the in colors off of this. Shy Shamrock, no, this might be an old one. Let me get my newer one. I ordered this one though. I got this one at Onstage. Yeah, Wild Wheat. So there's still some in colors on here. I think the newer one that they do has just the basic colors, not the in colors. I could be wrong though. So don't quote me on there. It could be wrong. All right, so that's the first one. Let me cut another one of these. There's a bunch of little hearts here. We don't need that many. The sample only uses, looks like 3 of the little itty bitty ones. Those are really small. There we go. So I'm just going to move these off to the side, just in case we need them. And then all right, so that's going on my magnet so I don't lose it again. All right, so I guess I'll need more because I need more big hearts. So big heart, medium heart, little heart, medium heart. Looks like I need another medium heart. So I got to do it a couple more times. Or we could just do ink blending too. That would be easier, wouldn't it? Let's find Flirty Flamingo. Let's see how that looks. We'll case it, but modify it just a little bit. That's cute. Then we can still use some of these itty bitty little pieces as just extra enhancements. That works for me. That way I only have to cut this out one more time. Now what did I do with that die again? Oh, for goodness sakes, there it is. Phew. I'm just reading your comment now, Suzanne. Yes, I did see a lot of people that put them on the cardstock. And I had actually, when Stampin' Up! Did in colors at Onstage, we get to do, well, the last couple of years, a sample. I wonder if I have one handy. Hang on. So with the in colors, we did this. Let me zoom in a little bit. And this form was available in the print lab. I don't know if it still is or not, but it gave all of the in colors, and then we had pieces of cardstock that we glued on. We stamped with the colors and stamped off so we could see what the difference was. And this is kind of where I discovered, because the cloud cover ink has color shift issues, right? And what I found out was that when I stamped off the Secret C like a third time, it actually looked like cloud cover to me. And then we get to use the alcohol blends, or I think it was markers then, because we still had markers, and just made your little squiggles. We did that for the 2024 to 2026 colors as well. And then we also played with the two-tone cardstock. So different techniques so we could see what it looked like crimpled, folded over, the paper tearing, and using sandpaper on it. So that worked for me to make swatches with the new in colors. But I didn't do it with all of my regular cardstock. All right, so let's get back at this. So these hearts on the sample may have actually been Flirty Flamingo. I don't care. Maybe we did use Flirty Flamingo, or did we use Strawberry Slush? I think we used Strawberry Slush. All right, so we'll put a couple hearts on here maybe. That can go there. Medium heart here, medium heart here. There, I think that'll probably work. Linda, you still with us? All right, I think that works. Oh, we need a couple. Oh, I guess I did that kind of low. We need maybe one or two more big hearts. Maybe one more. 3, couple. We'll do one more, why not? My count got a little off when I decided to do some ink blending, but that's okay. All right, so these I'm going to put a couple of dots of glue. So you don't buy the in-color ink pads at all? Yeah, that certainly makes sense. And depending on if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, sometimes you get the in-color ink spots there too. I'm just going to put a couple of these little ones on where I inked. And then I'm going to let these just dry a little bit to become translucent. So that they become more like stickers and less like messy glue. That might need a little bit more. I have an easier time working with the bigger ink pads, just because sometimes I have some neuropathy issues. And it's hard for me to feel things sometimes, which also makes it kind of hard to grip things sometimes. So those little ink spots I usually end up selling or giving away. Dot, dot for those two. That's glued. All right, I think we're good with the glue for right now. Let's set this off to the side. And then we're going to do the Happy Day, and we're going to do that on Real Red. Or no, did I say Poppy? We're going to use Poppy Parade. I'm going to see if I can find a little scrappier piece. I keep all my scraps in. Hello, Tess. Welcome. I keep all of my scraps in my bag of cardstock so that I don't have to go digging through a pile of scraps. I just have them right in there. So anytime I need a color, I know I've got that color. All right, let me get my embossing stuff and make sure that I get white, not clear. And let's do a little embossing buddy on here. I'll move this up a little bit. A couple of those little hearts are stuck in there, but that's all right. How are you tonight, Tess? You've not been around for a bit. Welcome back. And these we're just going to kind of cut down. I think maybe I'll just kind of do them on the ends. We're just casing a card with the Made with Love suite. And then we may do a challenge card too. We'll see. And rather than keep my embossing powders in the little jars, I just move them to a bigger bin because it's easier to do that for me. And then let me find my tweezers. And we heat up the old gun. Suzanne, I find that I have less time to make little swatches of stuff because since I do lives every day, it's like my attention is distracted to other things. So some of those putsy things I don't take the time to do anymore. I used to do it more, but not so much now. And I used to do like a sample or two of all of the new designer series papers and have them labeled with what the paper name was. And I didn't do that for the last mini catalog, and I haven't done it for this catalog yet. I don't even think I did it for the annual catalog, now that I think about it, because I usually have those hanging in my studio, and I don't have them hanging here right now. Well, the week is yet young, Tess. So, you know, I'm hoping it'll be a good week. And then according to our sample, these have a little bit of space on the sides of them. And with my trimmer, I don't know if you've noticed, but I usually go from the bottom up to the top because there's that stop up here. So I don't worry about my paper shifting. And that way too, I'm only wearing down one side of my blade at a time. And then when it gets worn out, then I just take it out and I flip it around. It might seem kind of weird, but it works for me. All right, so happy Valentine's Day. Now we need a piece of, it might be bubble bath. So I'm not going to cut this down yet, but here's a nice sample for that. That looks like it's probably bubble bath. And then we need some Poppy Parade. That's what we did. Yep, that's what we did that on. So we need some Poppy Parade letters for Valentine's. And I am going to, let's see, how many E's do we have? We have 2 E's. Valentine's. We might just need one run through this. All right, so you do a lot with the junk journaling. Yeah, I can see where that would work really well for you. All right, so the other thing I'm going to do now is, that's perfect. I'm going to get an adhesive sheet. Because that way they will all be stickers and we won't have to worry about doing glue. I'm just going to cut this down to the same size as the cardstock. These adhesive sheets are great when I remember to use them. And this is a great time to use the adhesive sheets, let me tell you. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that there. And then we'll peel off the next one. Now sometimes you have to be a little careful because it'll pull up from the side. It's almost like contact paper. Do you remember using contact paper, anybody? I think they still sell contact paper, don't they? All right. So the thing you want to remember with the adhesive sheet is put your die on the side of the paper that you want to be looking at. Because if you put your die on this side, you're going to end up with the sticky on the wrong side. We made a card a while back with the lights of Aurora and the trees, and for some reason I just couldn't figure out getting my adhesive on the right side of the clear window sheet that I was using. It was crazy. Let me cut these out. And then I think we're also going to need an apostrophe for Valentine's. So I'm just going to lay this off an edge. I guess this will all just come out of here pretty good, actually. All right, there's a couple little centers in there, but hopefully we won't need them. Let's just put this back on here. And then where did our little apostrophes go? Oh, they're still on the paper. All right. There's a couple little remnants there. And we need one of our E's came out. Where did, oh, here it is. Thought I knew I had one. Well, how convenient that Valentine's works perfect with only having to cut one swath through here. So then with my extra layers, or my extra letters, I mean, I have a bag and I just put my extra letters in there. You can just use like a 1-inch strip and cut layers also, or letters. Boy. You can cut letters out with like a 1-inch strip. So if you just need a couple of letters, you wouldn't have to run the whole thing through. But I use these letters quite a bit, so, well, obviously I end up with extra letters, but for me it's easier than trying to run it through several times. These are fun letters, so I've gotten a lot of use out of those. And we'll have that. And I think I'm just going to cut this off and see if those other little punctuation marks will stay in there. They might not. And then when I just need random letters, I've got them. And I thought about keeping them sorted by color, but it was more trouble than it was worth. All right. So now we have to make sure that Valentine's is not going to be wider than our card. So we're going to go ahead and stick these hearts down because they have glue on them. So I have the glue here, so it's gotten kind of clear. So these are going to be just kind of like glue dots right now because they're not juicy, gluey mess. All right, so we need a medium one there. They're also kind of repositionable when you put the glue on like this. Make sure we cover up that little smudge. Yeah, put that one there. Cute. And then we're going to have happy. I guess we'll probably end up covering some of that up, but we can always kind of move these around too. Happy Valentine's Day. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. So then let's cut this. Maybe they didn't use the letters. Maybe they did stamp it on here because that seems kind of big. Let's put these pretty close together and see if it'll fit. Maybe I just cut all those out for nothing. No, it'll fit. It'll fit. Maybe it'll fit. Let's get the stamp set again. This just looks smaller than that. No, they had to have used the letters. We're just going to space them out and try to keep them together. I could put it at an angle, you're right. We'll figure it out. I like it with the letters because we already have them cut out, so we're going to do it. We're going to work with it. Because that looks bigger than the stamp from the set. Because the happy I don't know. I like the letters better. We'll make it work. Oop, I guess I need an E before I put the N. Make sure we spell it correctly. It'll work. ended up getting a little closer to the edge of the paper than I intended. We're almost there. This one took a little longer than I expected. So good thing we did this one first instead of the challenge one, because the challenge one will take a little bit longer. I think what I'll try to do for tomorrow is get some of the pieces cut out ahead. It's going to be really wide, but it'll be all right. Oops. So they must have used the stamp set. I just think it's cuter with the cutout letters. And we might still be okay because this is going on a card base, if I can remember what I did with the card base. Here it is. All right, so all of those are on there good. Let's trim this down. You're right, that would be a great way to change it up. And I think this is going to be just fine. So they had to have used the stamp on there, but I still like it better with the letter cutouts. And it's still not going to be wider than our card. So I'm just going to leave it. It extends just a little over the edge of our layer, but I'm good with that actually. We're going to put that there. Let's put that up on some dimensionals. In fact, maybe we'll use the strips. And quite honestly, what do you think if we put a layer behind the white layer just to make it stand out a little bit? Because they do not have that white layer up on dimensionals, but I think it needs to be. So that'll go like that. Let's cut another layer. I think we'll do we could ink blend, that would be good. bubble bath or strawberry slush, I think, huh? And I did bring my blending brushes over here, so we got strawberry slush. Just a little hint of color behind there. That would be probably more effective than a layer, because then I don't have to cut that white layer down at all. Oh, I like that. That was a good call. Is that dark enough, do you think? And by using the ink on the glass, I can pick up the extra too. Yeah, when I do my dimensionals, I still mail out cards as well. And when I do the dimensionals and I know I'm going to be mailing it, I would put the dimensionals just basically on the corners or along the top and nothing in the middle, because these are already on dimensionals, and then it still fits in our mail without increased postage. But that's a good way to do it, because now we don't have to put it up on dimensionals at all. And I'm going to go ahead and use seal. I'm usually a green glue person. But we're going to do seal today. And the only reason why I usually use the glue is because it gives me a little bit more wiggle room. But I'm feeling pretty level today. So that's pretty good. And then we'll just peel these little puppies off. Love it. I think we'll do that over there. There. And then for the inside, there's a little smudge in there, but they won't care. For the inside, we could put a layer, but we wouldn't have to. And Flirty Flamingo. See if I still have enough ink on there. We'll just put a little bit of subtle color there. You might not be able to see it very well, but there's some little hearts in there. Cute. There we go. I might hang on to that. That might come in handy. All right, so there's the Stampin' Up! Version, and here's our version. What do you think? Now, with that challenge card, I'm not going to do it tonight because it's already after 1 o'clock. I've already been on here for an hour. I'm going to show you something that I started looking at because I thought it would be fun. Remember the velvet paper, all season velvet. This is still available. It's not on the last chance list. It embosses really good, really nicely. Let me zoom this in and hopefully you can see some of the texture. Hopefully you can see some of that texture. But I ran it through the Hearts of Love 3D embossing folder. So I ran the velvet through there. And it embosses really nice. You could even use the backside, but why waste the velvet, right? And I did it on the red as well. Now on the camera you probably can't see it very well, but it embossed really good. And I guess you can see it on the white pretty good. I'm not sure on the red if you can see it very well or not, but it embossed really nice. This is what I used the brayer with. So this one let me open this up. I use the ink brayer or the brayer and I put ink on the front, all right? So that's the side that has the hearts popping up into it. So when you put ink on it, the parts that are raised aren't going to get any ink on them. So that's what happened with this. And I kind of like how the variant is in there. I did that with Bubble Bath. And then this one, I did, let me just do another color. I just ran it through the embossing folder and then I just ran my ink pad over it to pick up the colors. I got a little messy because I'm not on a flat surface. But I thought these would work to trim them down and use for that challenge. So maybe we'll work on that tomorrow. I'll put these back in here for now. And when you use ink in your embossing folders, it just rinses under the sink really, really nice. No soap required, just rinse it under the water and it'll come right off. All right, so maybe we'll work on that one tomorrow. But for now, we're done with this one. We'll go back out a little bit here, scooch it over, and we'll call it a day. I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We might do some sewing tomorrow. So until next time, I'm going to say happy crafting. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for popping in with me, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.